Hello everyone, it's Red with RedDragonLeo.com, and it is Saturday, November 20th, 2011. Oops, 2010. Jeez. I'm always getting dates wrong. I don't know what it is. I just can't seem to keep track of time. Just one of them things. I don't even know when my birthday is sometimes. I mean, I know when it is, but when the day actually gets there, I forget. If somebody doesn't buy me a cake or send me a birthday card, it just passed me right up. Just not important. Anyway, here we are on Cobra's blog, and I wanted to show you one of his charts right here. A pattern that I spotted as well. He's got it as a head and shoulders, and I also noticed the cup and handle pattern right here, which is, you know, basically this bottom kind of area here is your cup, and then this move here is kind of your handle. It's not perfect because it did dip down here a little and then kind of go back up, but you know, it's technical analysis is subjected to interpretation, I guess, and so, you know, it may not be a perfect cup and handle, but it could also just be exactly the same as what Cobra has here, which is a head and shoulder pattern, and it's showing that it did break out, and he's got a target here of 122.63, which a little bit higher in this area here. Now, one of the things he didn't mention here, on the 15-minute chart, it's got lots of support here at this area right here. This is a necktie for the moving averages. This red and blue moving average line, it's not showing what they are, but they're probably the 10 and 20 period moving average. But so that's showing it's got some support there. What I'm thinking here is that Monday morning, primarily because of that chart. Let's get over here to Ron Walker's charts. And where are we at here? We're going to the 15-minute chart. Here's the 60. One of the things that is typical that you see these gangsters do is to gap up and take out any stops, overhead stops, that people that went short, and then reverse and go back down. And if you look back over here, notice this pattern, and I believe I mentioned this on Thursday when I did that previous video, that although this was a bear flag and it should fall down into a fifth wave, I said it was also possible that we could gap up and fake everyone out, similar to what we did right here, because we were riding right on a trend line. Of course, you know, there's no trend line here other than this horizontal trend line support, which was good support. You know, 1, 2, there's 3 hits of it. So, and it did put in quite a few bottoming tails there on this chart. So, and that's exactly what they did. As you can clearly see, this was a similar pattern right here. They went down, put in a bear flag, but again, this trend line was showing there, so it was obvious as to what was going on there. They put in a bear flag, and then boom, 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 they popped it up, traded sideways the rest of the day, sold off and the next day a little bit, and then rallied back up. And now I don't know if this was the whole day or not, where this whole day lands into this picture here, but you can see there is one pop higher early on, and then a negative close on that candle, and probably a negative close for that day. I'd have to go back and look at the entire day, but I think that's a possibility that they could do the same thing. Maybe pop up here real quick in the morning, and it's just a shortened opportunity in my opinion. And then, you know, maybe make a double top there, and then just keep on rolling back down the rest of the day on Monday. Now, so it wouldn't go the same way as this. It wouldn't continue going higher. It would sell back down and close negative. Now, where is going to be closing negative? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be no big down day or anything like that. Maybe it pops up and comes back down right back to the same spot and closes just a hair negative. Or, you know, maybe it closes down here and retest this bottom. I it's possible it could get down to here, but I don't think it's going to. But I do think it's going to pop and then drop. It's kind of what I expect it to do. The reason for that is the 60-minute chart here is clearly losing steam. The histogram bars are getting lower and lower. We're up here to the 0 mark right now. So we've worked off the oversold condition down here at negative 7.5. It does not have to go up here to positive 7.5. It could roll over right here. But if it does a little pop, it might go up just a hair and then kind of dip back down and then roll back up on Tuesday and Wednesday, because I do expect them to be up days. So that would allow it to do that. Just kind of, a little pause. So this right here would actually go into negative territory and recycle back up for Tuesday and Wednesday. How high it goes, I don't know. But I'd expect it to put in a lower high right here. A higher low right here to put in a positive divergence as this pops and goes down. You're wondering why I say it's going to pop. Is just because that's what the market makers do. They take out those overhead stops, the bears that went short. They do that all the time. And if you're asking if it's gaining support from the charts, well, it does have it on the 30-minute chart. You could simply look here at the 30-minute chart and see that it already has put in a lower histogram tower and is pointing up. It's flat here, not giving any indication, but could easily curl back up. And then right here as well, we're up here at the 80 mark already, so it doesn't have very far to go. It's, on the full stochastic, it doesn't have very far to go. But certainly, they can use their POMO money, monopoly money, and they can run the futures higher so that it opens up, gaps up, and because that's when they don't have to use as much money, because during the day when lots of people are trading, it's a lot harder for them it takes a lot more money to move the market up. So they do it in the pre-market and in the after hours. This is very common practice. It ought to be illegal, but that's what they do. They're crooks. What can you say? They're gangsters. They're reptilian demons, as far as I'm concerned. And so anyway, where would that pop to? Up here to this high, possibly. Draw that line on out. It possibly could go that high. I don't know if it's going to go up there to 110 or not, but certainly that not 110, 1210. Certainly up here, pop it up to here quickly, and then reverse back down. Now, Cobra had put on here on his chart that it would go up to 122. Possibly 122.63. Now that's way above this high. Okay, so that's more up here, which that's like 1220 something, which I don't necessarily see that happening, but certainly a pop up and then fall back down, maybe retest this low, find some support, go on back up on Tuesday and Wednesday. I just think it's going to be a lot of chop with a positive bias because of light trading, light volume, I should say. I just don't see it going very, very far. But it could pop above here. Here we are looking at the daily chart, and we can see we're coming into a necktie of resistance here with these two moving averages. And but they haven't actually touched yet, and we're already above this moving average, so it's not technically a necktie yet. But they could pop this up to this 1207 and then maybe pop back down and close that day negative, and then run on up Tuesday and Wednesday and try to get to another high. I don't know how far they're going to run this thing. Maybe they get up there to 1220 area like Cobra was suggesting, which could be about 122.63 on the SPY. It'd be about 1220 or something like that. That's possible, but I don't see it going too far right now. Now looking at this, looking at another chart here, the Qs, as you can clearly see here, they have hit, definitely they're at a necktie of resistance on the 10 and 20 moving period average. And I think we could see the let's see here. That was another chart I was looking at that was also hitting it. I believe it was the financials. And okay, so it's not here. Okay, so the Qs, you can see that is hitting it. Maybe it's here. Okay, the New York Stock Exchange, the NYA, they are hitting it as well. And many people look at this as opposed to like the Dow. And it is coming right into a necktie of resistance. I just don't think it's going to go that far. You know, when they hit these neckties of resistance, they commonly reverse, and you can see that in previous instances is where they hit it. Okay, like right in here, we kind of went down on the Qs, popped back up, right, and they crossed over right in there. It's not exact science, of course, but you can see that we reversed and took another leg down. Kind of the same thing right here. You can see it made a cross right here with the moving averages. So, you know, again, it's not an exact science, but it does show resistance. Nothing in this market is an exact science. It's all speculation. So, 60-minute. So again, if we did pop up, then we'd just go up maybe, you know, one bar, maybe not go very high at all, because by 60 minutes, within an hour, it would just end up lower anyway. So maybe it might pop up initially, but end up going back down. And I expect it to go down all day and close negative. So even if it does pop, I expect it to fall back down. Maybe test this or maybe test this. I don't know which. And close out Monday negative. Now, if it does not pop up, I still expect it to close negative. In other words, I expect this 60-minute chart to just slowly go down all day as the market goes down all day. And that will just coincide with the 30 not popping up, but simply just rolling over right where it's at, just rolling over right here. So you're either going to get, you know, lucky and get a pop up, or you're just going to roll straight over. If you get a pop up, I think it's a shortable, at least for one day. 15-minute chart really isn't showing us much. It's kind of flatlined here, and it's pointing up. But same thing, it looks like a you know, this whole pattern down here, up here, sideways, except for this area here, looks like a cup and handle, or head and shoulders, you know, like Tober pointed out. So so that's kind of what I'm expecting as far as the whole week goes. We still have this necktie right here at approximately 11:25 area. So 11:25 to 11:30. So I don't think we're going to have a down week this whole week, but I did want to point out that the Dubai news was released in last year on Thanksgiving, or day after Thanksgiving, I guess, or on Thanksgiving. So there was a big down day when the market had a half trading day, and that was a Friday, I believe. So they released it out, and the market sold off. They had the rest of the weekend to make light of the news, and then the market rallied on and continued up higher. Well, the market's in a lot worse shape than it was back then in November. So as you can see, November here, right here, we were above the blue and red moving averages, clearly way above them, with no sign of it turning down. And here we're barely above them, and with them crisscrossing with indecision as to where they're going to go. So they're pointed up a little bit right here, but they can very, very easily roll over. So while we're above them here, there is signs that it could roll over, because you can see here on the MACD histogram bars, we are kind of rolling down and rolling down here. You just didn't see that here, so it was just, you know, flatlined, going sideways. As you can see that these weren't even close to touching, so it just wasn't the same. So I think there's more chance of us going down next week. But anyway, so I'm looking for possible gap up on Monday with a sell, negative day regardless, no matter what, even without the gap, and positive on Tuesday and Wednesday. That's it, gang. Good luck, everyone.